Hello everybody, welcome back. I've got a very sweet pattern for you. It's a 2-row repeat. I stretch it, you can see. That's the right side. What do you think? It's a very minimal pattern, and I've done this in a lightweight yarn with a, I think it was a 3.5mm crochet hook, but I'm going to show you the tutorial in a 4 because it's a slightly bigger hook as well, and you can see a bit more clearly, and it will also give us an idea what a 4mm will look and feel like. But yeah, it's that's the back and that's the front. Just love the way these little subtle, very subtle texture. So it's single crochets, that's all you need to know, but this pattern will need you to get your head around something, and that is something very simple, which you're always used to, is that when we get to the end of the row, and if we're doing a single crochet in the next row, we chain 1, flip our work and single crochet. There'll be no chaining ones before you turn for each row on this, okay? And the other thing to bear in mind is that when we work through with the 2 single crochets together, 2 single crochets, we will be leaving a chain 1 between every section, but at the beginning, as soon as we've done our single crochet and we do our first 2 sets of single crochets, we will not chain 1 on the beginning or on the end. Okay, that's what keeps this straight. And trust me, when I was working out the pattern, I was thinking, I don't know what's going, why is it going skew? So we are going to eliminate the chain 1 before we flip our work. Right, have another little look and let's begin. It's a great one for washcloths as well, and if you want to make a baby blanket but like a really minimal design. Okie dokie, oops, bear with me. Oh, here we are. Right, so bloopers and everything all included with me. That's what you get. Right, just going to unravel this a little bit because I set this pattern, and again I had to do another little sample in my head before the tutorial because, you know, it does take your it's a little bit different than what we're used to. Okay, so what you need to do is you begin with an even number of chains. Now, when you do your first row, which is a single crochet row, chain 1, single crochet row, you would think that, you know, because we're working in the second chain, that you should have always 7 stitches. But in fact, as the pattern continues, it will always be 8. So we start off with an 8 number chain, and it will always be 8 stitches. I'll explain as I go along. So do your slip knot how you do your slip knot, and it's an even number of chains. So let's just do a small sample. Let's go with 14. Now remember, you can slow the videos down in the settings and you can pause and catch up. The first row, row 1. This first row 1, because we're working in the chain, is different. After that it will repeat itself. So I'll show you when we get to the next row. After the next row, I'll show you where to place your single crochet chain 1s. Okay, so don't count the 1 on the hook, skip 1, go to the next one, pull up the loop and pull through 2. That's your single crochet. We will now chain 1, a bit like how you would start the moss stitch. Skip 1 and go to the next one and single crochet. Chain 1, skip 1 and the next one, single crochet. That's the repeat for this very first row. Skip 1 and then go to the next one. Single crochet, chain 1, skip 1, and you'll end up with a single crochet. Now when we're going to place a single crochet into that stitch, but we normally, this is where I was saying, we normally chain 1, flip our work, do our single crochet. There's no chaining 1 in any of this at the beginning, okay? Just get your head around that and then you won't go wrong. So you've done your single crochet, just flip your work over and go into that first single crochet and place your single crochet. You will now have the chain 1 space, put 2 single crochets into the chain space, 1 and 2. Now we don't chain 1 after the single crochet. We did a single crochet and we went straight into the space and did 2 single crochets. From now on, it's chain 1 and go over the single crochet, find your next chain 1 space and put your 2 single crochets into there. Chain 1, next space, 2 single crochets. Chain 1. You might think, oh, we're chaining 1 and the work's going to go like that. It will look like that, but honestly it will come out very straight. So you chain 1, skip the single crochet, go into the space and do 2 single crochets. Chain 1, skip your next single crochet, go into the chain space for 2 single crochets. Chain 1. Now we've got 1 space left. Do your 2 single crochets, and what do? We don't chain 1 before we do our last single crochet because we didn't do it this side. So go straight into the last single crochet, don't chain anything after this double single crochets, and go in and do your single crochet. Row 2. Row 1, not chain 1, just flip your work over. Go into that first single crochet and do a single crochet. Now you will chain 1 and you will skip over this bunch of 2 single crochets and go into that chain 1 space that we made and do your single crochet. Chain 1, skip over the 2 single crochets, go into the chain 1 space. That's why, I mean, I could have left it that we don't have a chain 1, but I think it just makes it easier and divides the work up, and by eliminating this extra thing on the ends, it keeps the work nice and straight. Otherwise you'd be pushing, you could push through, but I like the way that it's sort of it's almost like a moss stitch, but 1 row is double, 1 row is single, 1 row is double, 1 row is single, which creates this little texture. So chain 1, go to the next space and single crochet. Chain 1, next space, single crochet. Chain 1, next space, single crochet. And then when we get to the end, chain 1. Let me just double check. Yeah, it's only on the double single crochet row that we don't change the chain 1, okay? So you've chained 1, you'll skip over these 2, go into, if you flip your work over, there's the 3 single crochets. Go into the last one and chain 1. Back to row 2, don't chain, flip your work. Go into the first single crochet and chain 1. You will now immediately go into the space. Sorry, don't chain 1. Don't chain 1 here and don't chain 1 on the end, only in the between ones. So do your single crochet, go straight into the chain space and do 2 single crochets. Then chain 1. Go into the next chain 1 space from the previous row and do 2 single crochets. Chain 1 and 2 single crochets in the chain 1 space from the previous row. Chain 1, 2 single crochets in the chain space, chain 1, there's your next space, 2 single crochets, chain 1, 2 single crochets in the last space, and then no chain, straight into your single crochet on the end. Row 1 again, Oops, I was about to chain 1, you see. Flip your work, go straight in. Do not chain 1. Do your first single crochet, then chain 1. Skip over these 2 single crochets. So skip 2. And we're going straight into the space that we've created by doing that chain 1 from the previous row. So like I said, it's an easy enough pattern. It's a pretty enough, delicate pattern. But just get your head round of not chaining 1 before you flip your work. I'll show you row 2 again. Oh, see? So once you've done your single crochet, flip over, straight in, single crochet. Then you'll get to your first space. We're on the double one, so we don't chain 1 here. Go straight in and do 2 single crochets. Then chain 1 and move on to the next space. So come to the last set of 2 single crochets. Don't chain anything now. Go straight into the end and do your single crochet. Sorry about the knot there. So yeah, it's easy enough to do. Just think of it as, like I said, the moss stitch, 1 row, 2 double crochet, sorry, 2 single crochets, and then chain 1, and then the next row is 1 single crochet and chain 1. So with the 1 single crochet, chain 1, you always do a single crochet, chain 1, and carry on. And then when you do the 2 single crochets, don't chain 1 on the end and at the beginning at the end. And the third thing to remember is do not chain 1 and flip your work. And that's how it will look. Oops, just lost a little bit there. But yeah, how pretty is that? Okay guys, thanks for tuning in. Very delicate, subtle pattern. See, the 2 single crochets here is what creates this little texture. That row in between is the 1 single crochet, chain 1. These are your 2 single crochets. And from a distance, it looks like a really lovely piece of fabric. Please do subscribe, like and share, and please do put bell notification on for tutorials. I am doing a tutorial every 3rd day. It used to be every alternate day, but I'm in the process of setting up a Etsy shop, where I can put all of these patterns on there for a minimal cost for you. So please do check them out. I've got a long way to go, so not everything's on there yet, but it will slowly grow. Okay. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one.